Late night in the shop, Saturday night. What are you doing on Saturday night? Well, put my glasses on because I'm getting older and I can't see. All right, yeah, you're there, I'm here. It's a good time. All right, so for people who love the stuff we build, everybody knows that my son Kai has been helping me in the shop since he was a cricket size. I mean, down here. So he welded up a bunch of grip machines. He's been doing our grip machines for past 2 years probably. But I've never really took a close look at his welds until lately. Probably should have. You know, we've got quality control, but let me know what you think. Focus, damn you. I had somebody post about his welds being textbook. He's been welding since he was 5 years old. I ain't shitting you, man. I started him out welding whenever he was 5 years old. There's a video out there with him with a set of leathers on. He's 5 years old, laying down a bead. And people don't understand that here, the way I was brought up, the way I was raised, and the way I raised my son is talk is cheap, but work pays the bills. And I think the most important thing that a parent can do is make sure that their children have the skills necessary should they not be alive. That's morbid, but true. Should something happen to you, can your children pay their own bills? Can they survive without you? And it starts early. You know, you can't just wake up one day and realize that you've got to teach these life lessons about what it takes to survive in the real world. And being smart, that's great. Oh, this is a cool little weld you made. Check this out. Flipping you around, guys. Yeah, this is one of them he laid down today. You know, most important thing I can think of as a father is to know that my kids will be okay whenever I'm gone. You know, if my kids are okay when I'm gone, I can die peacefully. And if they're not, then I can't. And let me show you this again. Damn, that's loud. You know, he laid this weld down today. And if he can weld, and if he can fabricate, and if he has agency, you know what agency is? Most people have no idea what agency means. You can be the smartest person on this whole planet. And one of my friends is dumb as a box of rocks. I ain't joking. I went to school with this dude. I grew up with this dude. He ain't the smartest cookie in the tray, the sharpest crayon in the box, but there is probably 20 or 30 people who have jobs based off of him. And that's because he saw a need to pour sidewalks for city and government use, that there wasn't enough people pouring sidewalks. So he started pouring concrete, and now he has one of the largest concrete pouring companies in the state of Kentucky. Like I said, he's not intelligent as far as most people would say book smart, but he knows how to get stuff done. Hey, bye, YouTube. Hey, he says, what's up, what's up? Hey, Moon, what you doing? Agency is whenever you see something that needs to be done and you do it. And that's what he did. He saw that there was concrete sidewalks need to be poured, and he figured out how to do it, and he developed a company. Listen, I used to help this guy do his reading, his math. He never showed up for school. me and him got our butts busted in sixth grade in the freaking hallway back whenever teachers hit kids with paddles. I told my daughter, listen, there was a time whenever teachers used to take a stick of wood and hit you in the butt with it. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that happened. And me and him was getting our butts whooped one time, and the teacher told him that he was never going to be anything. And it's because he was dealing with a lot at home. But the thing is he grew up and knew how to make things happen. Like I said, 20, 30 people at least depend on him for his job. Last time I checked, he pays about $40 an hour for people to work and pour concrete. And that's because he knew how to do something. So, hey, YouTube, bye, YouTubey. What's up? Not much. Hey, Moon, just in the shop. It's Saturday night. I've still got about 4 hours left to go. Hey, Aubrey. I'm doing good, man. Our sales have been greater than they've probably ever been. My son's fiance is getting ready to start working full-time for us. She's learning to tack weld. And most girls don't weld because it hurts to get burnt. You know, I hate to say that, but I mean, it's the truth. You know, there's my wife, she's like, why would anybody want to sit here and get burnt every day, you know, randomly, just something that's hot that lands on you and burns you? And there's truth to that. But my son's fiance, she's wanting to work for the company, and she's been tack welding, like the legs for the grip machines, the little plates that's on them. Hell, hang on, I'll show you. So this is what she's tack welded today, actually. She tack welded these little bitty plates on these grip machines. You know, she tack welded these plates on today. And for people that have never been around fabrication shops or anything, the first thing that somebody learns to do whenever they're fabricating is they learn to make tacks. Okay, so if you are an enthusiast of welding and fabrication and you go to work somewhere, one of the first things that somebody's going to do is they're going to show you how to tack weld, to measure, to tack things in place, and then the person who is the welder will weld them. And I say welder because some people are welders and some people aren't. I'm not getting into that. But what that is, that person that tack welds, you prove that you can read a tape measure. You prove that you're trustworthy to make sure that things are tacked properly. And then you get to prove yourself as whether or not you can weld. So this is the process that I went through. It's the same process that my son went through. It's the same process that anyone in the shop goes through. You know, I've got a really good friend that's a surgeon, and I asked him one time how often he has to prove his ability with a scalpel, and he cuts people often. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm a surgeon. And I was like, okay, you're a surgeon. How often do you have to prove or pass a test that shows people that you can cut on them and do so efficiently? And he's like, well, I passed medical school, and then I went to, surgical school or whatever he done. I'm like, yeah, but if you're a welder on a construction site, usually the insurance company makes you pass a welding test to prove that you can still weld. And he's like, well, no, there's no continued proof of ability. And welding is one of those things where a lot of times you may have to reprove your ability, because as you get old, your hands, they don't move the same way they used to. Guys, I just wanted to jump on here and look at Keanu's welds so that you guys could see maybe perhaps how proud I am of him. Because if you go back and look at some of the videos from, 10, 12, 15 years ago, whenever he was like super small, Uh, I'm very proud of him. He has far exceeded my expectations as not his work, not his ability to weld, but his humanity and what he is as a person. So guys, I'm in the shop tonight, still working. Just wanted to jump on here. I haven't done a live on YouTube in like forever, if not ever, and totally just wanted to say hi to everybody, more or less see if anybody cared. You guys, I appreciate every one of you all. My family appreciates every guy, every person, every guy or girl that purchases from us. I can't even begin to tell you how grateful we are to have customers that has allowed us to work together as a family. And now the next generation of my family is getting to work together. There's nothing, I can't even begin to tell you how cool that is. I grew up working, my first job was in a factory, and I literally counted the blocks on the wall while I worked. And there was no future there. But here, my family gets to work together. They get to have camaraderie together. And I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys take care. Love every one of you. Later.